What's up, guys? So let me readjust this a little bit. If you see a little bit of a mess, excuse it. We're trying to get ready to move. I actually just got done looking at the new place that we might move into. It looks pretty cool. It's a lot more room than where we are now. It might be a little bit more a month, but we need that extra room, especially with the kid growing up and needing to play and everything. But yeah, I looked into that today, and then so the main thing we're going to talk about today is crypto. As you will probably see throughout the course of the next month or two, you'll see a lot of my videos dealing with that. So we're going to dive right into some of the stuff that's been happening today. If you've been following it in the last, I want to say 6 hours, it's been super volatile. It's dropped from almost 200 and something back down to 160. So it was a whole $60 per Litecoin that dropped. Bitcoin dropped from, I think it was like 13,000, and it actually hit under 10,000 at one point today. Ethereum dropped again back under 1,000, and right now it's recovered a little bit since then. Let me look at my little price sheet here, the ticker that I've been looking at. Yeah, it's recovered some, but not much. The low today was 912. It went back up to about 1,084, but now it's back down to just under 1,000. Bitcoin's barely hitting 10.7, 10.8, and Litecoin's back up to almost 180. So I mean, if you guys follow it, you'll know how volatile these trends can be, how long it takes for things to go back up, and how quick it can go down or back up. Since I started my day trading, in a sense, I'm up about $100 right now, and I started about 2 days ago. So $100 doesn't seem like a lot, but as you do this more and more, you get more and more trades in. Your growth is going to be exponential as long as you have your high and low set. So as far as mine is going, I've been gaining, even though it looks like a lot of people have been losing. It just depends really on how well you set yourself up. As for me, I've been watching trends and knowing what's going on. But today I'm going to talk about some tips. As you'll see, one of the sites I like to use is ccn.com. Cryptocurrency News is what the shortened acronym stands for. They have some articles about what's going on, ICOs, all kinds of different things. They have one up right now, 10% of 3.7 billion in ICO funds lost or stolen. It's a new report that came out, new research. And a lot of it has to do with people getting hacked, people joining ICOs that are scams, Ponzi schemes, stuff like that. First tip, do nothing with ICO. ICO is the new .com scams. If you are familiar with what happened during the internet boom of the .com era, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon by putting .com after their name and getting funding and initial startups and stuff like that, and then disappeared off the face of the earth and took all the money, and people were like, well, what's going on? It was really hard to decipher those websites, whereas now I think with crypto it's a little bit easier because you have your established cryptos like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, IOTA, the main ones that have been around for a while that actually have some validity, some backing from the peer-to-peer network of the cryptocurrency decentralizing. So that's one thing to remember is if you're gonna do it, go for the safe for sure bets. I mean, yeah, you can go in on an ICO that's 300 thousandths of a penny and drop $1,000 into it, and then that $1,000 just disappears forever. Or you can turn around and invest it into Litecoin, which is legitimate, which trades on a lot of open markets, and change that $1,000 into something else, into 2,000 or 20,000 or whatever your goal is, as long as you put in the work for it. And I think that's the biggest thing is you gotta realize that you're gonna have to put some work into it. It's not just get rich overnight. If you're looking to get $10 million overnight, you need essentially $1 million to do that, because you're going to have to dump a lot of money. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of capital. So the main thing is you're going to have to work at this, and that's what I've been doing. I did a lot of research before I got in. I did a lot of playing around, looking at certain things. I looked into mining. That just wasn't in it. You had to have gotten into that back when it first started to even make any real money at that. Another article that they have is low volatility on Wall Street leaves investors turning to Bitcoin for decent returns. Since we've had a healthy stock market for the last 9 years after that recession in 2008, we're starting to get to the point where the stock market's a little stagnant for certain investors and day traders and so that. So they're starting to jump into Bitcoin. Well, what does that mean for people who are into cryptocurrency? That means that you're going to get a lot of pump and dump. You're going to get a lot of volatility of the fluctuation in price. You're going to see dips down to, for Litecoin, per se, down to the 160, 150s when they start to dump off because they bought into it really low. And if you're not paying attention to the trend, you're going to lose money buying in at 170 when they start selling out at 180. And then before you catch up on it, the price is back down to 160. So if that happens, you buy in at 170, don't get scared off and sell off, okay? You're going to see the price fluctuate. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. You have to be... This is where a lot of self-control comes in. I've been dealing with this a lot because I have X amount of coins, and, my first initial reaction when I see it dumping, I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to sell. And then I take a step back and I go, look, it does this. Calm down. Your initial reaction is to freak out. It's going to go back up. And guess what? I've been watching it all day. It dipped to the 160. And guess what? It's back up to 180. It's going to fluctuate. By the end of tonight, it could be back up into the 200s. But you get those people that are inexperienced that get that FOMO and they buy in at 180. And that's what drives the price up to the 200s. These people that are day trading it see that and they're like, cool, I made my $40 per coin. I've got my 100 coins, sell out, wait for the price to dip, buy back in. And that's what these people are doing. They're watching these people that have those fears when they're trading this Litecoin because they haven't done their research on it. So the number one thing is if you want to get into it, do your research. Watch the trends, watch the graphs. And again, it's going to take time to make money at this. It's going to take work. But if you do it right, you can make it happen. Another one is, they're saying, oh, Bitcoin dips below 11,000 as the market endures correction. Yes, we are going through a correction. This happens every January. I looked back at this, and every January for the last 5 years now, there's been a price correction. It's skyrocketed in value, and then it's dipped back down. It's going to happen. A lot of things on the stock market happen that way too. A company comes out with some big release, and their shares get pumped, and they go up, and then their earnings don't come out like they thought they were going to come out, and people start to panic and they sell off, and boom, their price of the shares dump and fall in price. So you kind of have to look at the way crypto goes with a little bit like the stock market, but it's not 100%. Okay, so you have to realize that. There's also other if you go on to Google, I like to go on to Google and type in cryptocurrency news. And that'll give you a lot of the up-to-date news on the news outlets like CNN or CNBC or places like that. Even the independent, the CoinDesk and Euro Express and Independent, the UK news articles. There's one on here right now. It came out an hour ago from Daily Express. It says Bitcoin price threat, cryptocurrency could plummet to 5,000, experts warn. You know what they're doing? This is a big strategy from the Wall Street gurus. They're coming out with these analysts to tell you, oh, get out. It's going to dump. Sell your coins now. Get whatever you can now. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to drive the price down, and all these gurus are going to sweep in when that coin hits 5,000, 4,000, and they're going to dump a ton of money into it. And you know what's going to happen? That price is going to shoot back up, and you're going to see people get that FOMO, and they're going to be like, oh man, why did I sell my coins? I need to get back in. And you're going to pump the price again. And guess what? Wall Street's going to dump. and they're going to be like, I'm out, I made my profit, see ya. And people are going to lose money again. So if you have money in Bitcoin right now, I'd advise you leave it in. And I'd advise you leave it in Litecoin and Ethereum too, because those are the main three factors. I consider them the gold, silver, and copper of the metals of the internet. Now, again, I have to say a disclaimer of I am not a professional. I am not a financial advisor. What I'm saying is purely speculation. And, you know, I could wake up tomorrow and this could be $0. Or I could wake up tomorrow and this could be double. Again, a lot of this stuff stems from my research, my looking into this and seeing what I see as far as trends go. And with all of the technology behind blockchain and a lot of the companies that are backing it, like IBM, there's a couple other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to do this off the cuff, but anyways, there's a ton of technology out there for blockchain to revolutionize the internet. This could be the .com 2.0. So if you haven't got in, I would strongly advise you do your research and get in now. This is the prime time, because after the Wall Street guys get their bonuses and their tax refunds, you get those CEOs coming in, excuse me, sorry, they're going to be dumping into this because the price is going to be right. And I strongly advise that you get into it. Now, if you're going to get into it, like I said, do your homework, but also make sure that you go through a legit site. I use GDAX, which is Coinbase setup, and the reason why I use them is they only trade the main coins: Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. They also have their security has been pumped up since the beginning stages when they had breaches, but they also have a more secure network. They have a lot of volume coming through, a lot of trading happening, and they have some really good user interface. I know that there's others out there, Binance, Bittrex, stuff like that. Those are good ones too, but for me personally, I use a GDAX. I find it an easier user interface to use. But that's all I got for today. As you know, this market changes hourly, if not minute. But I would assume that we're going to see a increase in prices right now after this fall that we just had. People are buying back in. So I would just get ready for the next wave. So March is what I'm thinking that we're going to see another big surge like we did in December. It won't be as large, but it will go up. So I'm ready. I'm waiting for that, and that's where I'm going to make a big portion of my profit. So I'm trying to pump my capital now to get up to that point, so I can sell off and then wait for the dip. But yeah, if you guys got any questions or comments, leave them below. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. I'm going to try to do a crypto video every week, if not twice a week. But I will also be doing other vlogging and update statuses for what's going on in my life. So the business stuff, still working on it. Basically, I'm trying to use this whole venture to fund that. So let's hope this is a success, and we'll be able to get to the land center phase. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.